Bloom, a podcast where we discuss spirituality, philosophy, and personal growth. Hello and welcome to the Late to Bloom podcast. In today's episode, I want to talk about why I started to practice witchcraft. First off, I want to say that I believe that witchcraft is just spooky psychology, to quote a creator on YouTube. I can't remember her name, or I don't know if this is an original quote, but I believe that witchcraft is just spooky psychology. So I just want to start off by saying that I believe that. And with that statement, I say that I don't believe that magic and witchcraft is like on TV shows and in movies. Of course, I am a skeptic and I don't believe in the way it is on in TV series and in books and in movies and in entertainment. Rather, I believe that most of it comes from within, or that we can, with the energy work, everything around us in the universe, everything is moving, and I think we can have some input and some influence on the moving of the universe by doing things, both combine the mundane and the magical aspects of that. I don't believe that you can just do a ritual and then something will happen. I think you will do a ritual and then you can influence yourself, so you will do something that goes in that direction that you want. If that makes sense, I don't know. It feels like I'm rambling a little bit, but if you do something, then a ritual, then you will become more how to put it. You will become more. I think the word I'm searching for is being available. I think if you believe that you are available because of a ritual or a spell that you made, then you become more available because of the ritual you made. I think that if you believe in something, that it becomes real. And of course, you can believe in something that aren't real, but I don't like the portrayal of magic as it is in entertainment, because then it becomes something supernatural, and I think magic are some of the most natural things we have, because we have always been magical, always, since the beginning of time. So what is my story with magic and witchcraft? I have shared it on my YouTube channel, Trix, and basically a summary is that I started out with Wicca and reading books about Wicca, because I was born in 92 and I was young and teenager in the early 2000s, and the only witchcraft books that were available in my country and at that time was Wiccan books. So I started out as a Wicca. I started out as a Wiccan, and I read everything I could find about it. It was a little metaphysical store in my town, and I I remember going there after school some days, and I was a little bit scared what people would think if they saw me go in there, but I went in there, and the woman in the store was so nice, and that was my beginning with it all. But then later I became more of an agnostic or more atheistic. I was never truly an atheist, but I didn't have a religion and I didn't have a spirituality of my own for a very long time, between maybe 17 and 25 years old. And I was in a very bad relationship where I was abused and stuff, so I had lost faith in everything. And later, when I got out of that relationship, my mother actually introduced me to tarot and to oracle cards, and we made a reading with her oracle cards, and I was so amazed of how accurate it was. No, I actually said wrong. It was between 17 and 23. I counted now. I was breaking up with my then boyfriend when I was 23. So I started out with my spirituality again when I was around 23, 24. I haven't actually answered the question yet, why I started to practice witchcraft. So that is what I'm going to explore now. I grew up religious. I was a Christian. My mom is Catholic and my dad is Protestant. But nonetheless, they are Christians. They are of the Christian faith. And I still embrace some aspects of that faith, of Christianity, but I'm more identifying with paganism now. And why I'm practicing witchcraft and why I see myself as pagan, why I deconstructed, is because I like the idea of taking my faith into my own hands. I don't like the idea of sitting around and wait for a God to do everything for me or to respond even. I like the thing of taking things into my own hands. And I know that is controversial. That is something Christians are against. They say trust God and whatever. I don't agree with that. I think we should do the most we can ourselves, even spiritually. So I became a witch because I want to do my own work. Because witchcraft is, like it says, a craft. And that means taking your spirituality in your own hands and don't waiting around for things to happen. So what I mean with taking things into my own hands means I'm capable of doing things my own way. I'm capable of working things out in my own time, in my own pace, and doing things for myself, even spiritually, in my faith. And that is exactly what rituals and spells are for, and all the other things you can do in a magical practice. I believe that the most empowering thing is to take care of yourself and to be independent, be even spiritually independent, I love that idea, and that is exactly why I became a witch. And if you don't like the word witch, then there are many other words for the same thing. You can be a light worker, you can be a medium, you can be a shaman, you can be a healer, you can be a magical practitioner. There are many names for it. I adopted the name witch, but you can use another word. I also feel comfortable with the word magical practitioner, but I don't want to be confused with confusing it with magicians that do entertainment on stage. I want to distinguish that I mean a spiritual thing with that. And whether there is a god or many gods, I have a pretty agnostic approach to that. Me personally, I pray to a higher power. I believe there are either one god or many gods. I don't know, and I don't care if I don't know. I'm not concerned about that. But I pray to a higher power, and I believe in God or gods. And so I don't argue about whether it is a god or not, but I think that I want to work out things myself, and sometimes I even work with God. I can communicate with God, I can pray to God, I can pray to higher power and take the help of a higher power in my rituals and spells. And whether that is the Christian God or the pagan gods, I don't really care if that what higher power it is, because I think when it comes down to it, everybody tries to explain the same thing, in my opinion. So I have an agnostic approach to it, by not questioning it so much and admit that I don't know if there is a God or not. And I don't even ask that question. I think there are higher powers, and some people call that God or gods, and I sometimes call that gods and goddesses as well. So I think, yes, there is a higher power, and sometimes many for some people, and you can also collaborate with them in rituals and spells. You don't have to do everything alone. You can rely or worship a higher power as well, and you can take the help of a goddess or a god as well in your workings, and I think that is perfectly fine. So I don't mean that I do everything myself. I actually have connection with the higher power, so I don't refuse anything. I don't neglect to see that you can pray and ask a god for help, because I do that myself as well. There are no rules for what's wrong and what's right. As long as you don't hurt anyone or yourself, then you are free to live your life. Don't let anyone dictate how you should live your life, or if you're doing things right or wrong. Listen to your gut, listen to your intuition, listen to your emotions also, because everything is important. It's important with both your mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical health. And you should be allowed to embrace all parts of you. And that is what witchcraft is to me. It's my spiritual health. I think that, like I said in the beginning, with the spooky psychology thing, I think spiritual health is a very big part of why I do witchcraft, because it has to do with my health. And I feel like I am a better person when I practice witchcraft. And I am a better human being overall, and a more satisfied and alive human being. It feels like when I don't have my spirituality, I feel just lost and like I have no meaning or purpose in life. So I need that in my life to function, to be psychologically well. It's very important to me in that regard as well. So this was it for this first episode. The episodes will be between 15 minutes and 20 minutes long, so they won't be that long because I prefer myself to listen to shorter podcasts when I listen to other podcasts. So I aim to do that length myself. So it's digestible and bite-sized with information people can take in a good way. So this is how the format is going to be. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to the next episode. So I see you then. Bye.